But we don't get to this mock draft and how next time if they face the Ravens or another team in the playoffs that they're going to take and win this game. And with a mock draft like this, and hopefully they have a strong free agency too, man, it's going to be fun for the Houston Texans. Jumping off with the first pick, the very, very, very first pick, I have Amarius Mims, offensive tackle, taking and coming out of Georgia. Now, Amarius Mims is a giant of a man, and this dude is 6'7", 330 pounds. So as I said in previous episodes, he got NBA height and he got NFL size. He has the athleticism, smooth cadence to his movement, not really too stiff on his hips. And when guys have all the moves and try to beat him with speed, his strength, his brute strength is able to ultimately take them down. According to Dalton Miller, who is a NFL scout, he did a report on him. This guy is definitely worth the first round consideration. He possesses powerful and accurate strike with jarring grip strength. You watch the tape, you'll see how that backs that up. This dude is already playing on the NFL level, and you guys know you cannot go wrong with the Georgia Bulldog on your team who's an offensive lineman. It's just going to pan out for the most part. Then we got Brandon Coleman, okay, offensive guard, TCU. Dude is also a beast, man. And he's pretty big for a guard, man. 6'4", 320 pounds. This guy was a beast. And if y'all remember, not this last season, but the season before that, Kendre Miller, who put the team on his back and led him all the way to national championship, Brandon Coleman was part of that offense, man. And he still stayed this year. Also had a very, very good year. Powerful guard, absolute mauler, great pass blocker and run defender. This is a guy that you want on your O-line. And CJ Stroud is your freaking franchise quarterback. You got to protect him at all costs. Moving on to the next pick, I have Blake Corum, running back, 5'8", 210 pounds. Look, there's not a whole lot I could say about Blake Corum that you guys probably don't know. I'll touch up on a few high-level things, but he is one of the best ever running backs to come out of the University of Michigan. And there's been a lot. But I want to take and talk about the current running back situation for the Houston Texans. And it's not impressive. It's not. Starting with Devin Singletary, I'll pull up his stats, 898 yards, 4 touchdowns. Okay. That would have been really cool if it was 1998. Not going to cut it. Not going to cut it. Okay. Then taking and moving on, there's Dameon Pierce. I know he had the injury last year. He had 416 yards, 2 touchdowns. So right now we're at about 1,300 yards just off those 2 running backs. Then there's Daria Ongbowale. Forgive me if I messed his name up. 8 carries, 35 yards. He started getting more touches later in the year, I noticed. But guys, what if we have a Blake Corum, a guy who has decided games before, could put a team on his back? I'm a fan. I'm a fan. And as you see, I have another running back we're about to talk about in just a minute. But before I do that, I want to tell everybody, hit that subscribe button that helps the channel to grow. I cover all 32 NFL teams. And also as well, I have one of the dopest, livest NFL draft prospect series on the internet on this very channel. So hit that subscribe button. I had the actual players from the draft on this show. Next person we'll talk about, edge rusher. I feel that they need more elite people on the D-line. And Javon Solomon, to me, coming out of Troy, is that. 16 sacks his last year. 16 sacks. Pass deflections, all that. Tackles in the backfield. If he has a strong pro day, we could easily see him be a top 45 pick easily. But if he's there at 119, snag him up real quick. Snag him up. And then I have a running back, Rasheen Ali. Now, Rasheen Ali is all that in a bag of chips. He's great. He's fantastic. As a matter of fact, been a fan of him. I found out about him probably about 4 months ago. And he said, hey, this is a running back you want to watch for in this upcoming year's draft. Check out his stats. 3 years ago, in 2021, he had 23 touchdowns and 1,400 yards and 342 yards of receiving. That's crazy. That's over 1,700 yards. Then last year, he did have an injury. He only had 273 yards. But then, 2 years ago, 2022. And then 2023, he had 1,135 yards, 15 touchdowns, 28 receptions for 213 yards, including a 65-yard catch. Now, you look at this guy. He's 6 foot tall, 209. Nice size for a running back. but this guy can also put a team on his back. So yeah, I'll be honest with you, keep Dameon Pierce, but the other two guys got to go, you know, or fight for that number 4 spot on the roster. You know, you got to take and make sure we keep it as competitive as possible and keep the pressure off of CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud has showed you he could put the whole team on his back. He has showed you that in how he plays. However, man, if you have an elite backfield, receivers to go to, shore up that O-line, mark my word, CJ Stroud will win the MVP next year. And even if I'm wrong, at the end of the day, I'm just a guy, yo, like, I know I'm a freelance NFL journalist, but I'm just filming this in my living room. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know who they're going to pick. You don't know who they're going to pick, but I hope I'm right, at least on the positions, and maybe on 2 or 3 of the actual people, hopefully. Moving on, man, moving on. That's what I have. So we got 2 running backs, Blake Corum, Rasheen Ali, some of the best running backs in this year's draft. Then I got a guy by the name of Cam Allen, who is an interception machine, y'all. Cam Allen, if you have not heard of Cam Allen, let me tell you about him. Pass deflections, interceptions, he got it all. As a matter of fact, pass deflections, he had 6 this last year. He had 3 interceptions and 25 solo tackles, 30 total. Okay. And there's been some changes to that defense. 2 years ago in 2022, he had 49 total tackles and then 65 total tackles the year before that. His college career, I want to say he has about 13 interceptions in total in his 5 years of playing, and lots of pass deflection. So this is a guy, he has showed you that in man coverage, he will lock you down. He's Fort Knox out there. Okay. He's Fort Knox. I would even argue he's Alcatraz. Ain't no escaping except by death. He ain't gonna kill you, but man, he gonna kill that play. He is the man. Cam freaking Allen, safety coming out of Purdue, and great speed, very twitchy. You watch the tape and it'll back up everything that I'm telling you. Then there's a Houston guy by the name of Joshua Cephas. He's from Houston, played for University of Texas at San Antonio. And he's an all-time leading receiver for UTSA. All-time leading receiver. He's getting interviews from damn near half of the NFL teams. He's been wowing scouts in his bowl game. And he's a dog, dude. He had over 1,100 yards last year. Over 1,100 yards. This guy is he's going places. And what I like about him, he's a yak machine. If you get a chance to watch the game versus University of South Florida, where he had it was over 160 yards with like 9 receptions. Hopefully I'm right in that area, but the dude will get a ball. He'll get a 15-yard pass and boom, just take it to the house. Josh Cephas is the man. I'm a fan. And to finish off this draft, it's a gentleman by the name of Jalen Green. And hopefully he makes lots of greens in the NFL. I'm a Jalen Green fan. Coming out of Sam Madison, if you are not familiar with Sam Madison's football program, I got to ask you, man, what are you doing? What are you doing? Let me tell you about Jalen Green. And this is not to be confused with the NBA player. He's 6'1", 245 pounds. So right off the bat, it tells you he's not super big for an edge rusher. 24 solo tackles, 2 forced fumbles, 1 interception, and 15.5 sacks. That's right, damn it. You heard me. 15.5 sacks. This dude is the real deal, Holyfield. Now, last year, he only had 2.5 sacks. He's made a big jump, full-time starter, and Sam Madison upset a lot of people. They broke a lot of college football hearts. Sam Madison did the damn thing. So that's another guy. And again, Jalen Green, if you compare his stats to the 119 pick, Javon Solomon, it's that they're not too far apart. You know what I mean? It's very identical, but Jalen Green is super dope. That's a guy, again, you know how these mock drafts go? Like, there's people who get taken in the 2nd round. In reality, they'll probably go in the 5th round, and they just, you know, it's a free website. So, but Jalen Green is dope. I don't see him sliding anything because it's Sam Madison. I don't see him sliding anything past the 6th round or early 6th round, late 5th. But I think he could go if he has a strong NFL combine, I can see him going as early as a 3rd round. But that's a guy. Again, we got edge rushers, y'all. We got a dope DB in Cam Allen who's going to guarantee you results. 2 dope running backs, 2 great offensive linemen. But I need you guys, the Texans fans, or even if you just love watching mock drafts, you just love my channel and my handsome face, go down below, comment, let me know your thoughts. Does this suck? Do you hate it? Give me an A, B, C, a F-, a Z. Give me something. I want to hear what you guys got to say. In the meantime, hit that subscribe button. I'm going to catch you guys next time on the Touchdown with Doug Smith. Thank you for watching another episode of the Touchdown with Doug Smith, where we have exclusive NFL content and exclusive NFL interviews. Be sure to hit that like and that subscribe button. Follow us on social media. See you on the next one.